Bachelorette Dale Moss is proud of his ethnicity. What is it? July 17, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Dale Moss was only on The Bachelorette for a few episodes. Viewers didn't get to know him much. His short stint was due to Claire Crawley falling madly in love with him the moment he got out of the limo. She didn't want to pursue any of the other contestants. Dale and Claire chose to leave the show after getting engaged. They broke up after a year of a rocky relationship. He dated HGTV star Gailey Alex for 2 years before breaking up last year. Now he's back on reality TV to find love again. Fans are already invested in his connection with Kat Izzo on Season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise. His return to the franchise sparked questions about his ethnicity. Before Bachelorette, Dale Moss was pro football player. The Bachelor franchise sure loves football players. Jesse Palmer played in the NFL for 5 seasons. The new Golden Bachelor, Mel Owens, spent 9 seasons with the Los Angeles Rams before retiring. Dale Moss never played a regular season game. He did play on the practice squad for several teams, including the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Inside his acting career, Claire Crawley became the first and, so far, only lead to find love immediately and quit the show. While other leads have said they knew who they would pick early on, they all continued to the end of the journey. Sparks between Claire and Dale Moss flew as soon as he exited the limo outside the Bachelor mansion. She never even considered the other suitors. After Dale proposed, they left the show together. But it wasn't a happy ever after for either of them. Their short relationship was filled with drama that usually played out on social media. They broke up after a year of dating. She married Ryan Dawkins in 2023 and welcomed a daughter in 2024. Meanwhile, Dale is still looking for love. It may surprise BIP fans to know that Dale has an acting resume. He made his acting debut in 2022 in the Prime Video movie Love, Game, Match. He also appeared in the 2025 film 31 Candles. Bachelor in Paradise star proud of ethnicity. Bachelor Nation fans wonder if history is repeating itself after Dale Moss immediately connected with Kat Izzo on Bachelor in Paradise. That's just one of the questions viewers have about Dale. Another thing they want to know is about his ethnic background. The male and female contestants on BIP were stunned by the tall, handsome man with green eyes. Dale Moss was born and raised in a small town in South Dakota. His mother is white and his father is black. He opened up about how proud he was of his heritage during an Instagram Q&A in 2020 during the Black Lives Matter protests. "I've never shied away from the story of my family. I come from a biracial household. I experienced prejudice my entire life, especially being in a not very diverse community," Dale said about his experience growing up biracial in the Midwest. He shared his pride in his background. "I talk with my dad and my uncles a lot about the history of our family and what they went through growing up, and we talk about the civil rights movement." Learn more about Dale Moss this season on Bachelor in Paradise. The show airs on Mondays
Dale
on ABC.
Moss is proud of his ethnicity. What is it? His journey of identity, love, and legacy. The spotlight finds Dale again. It had been a few years since Dale Moss first stepped onto the Bachelorette stage, sweeping Claire Crawley off her feet in record time. That whirlwind romance, filled with intense chemistry and fast-forwarded declarations of love, made headlines for weeks. But when the dust settled and the cameras turned off, Dale found himself asking questions far deeper than the ones posed in rose ceremonies. Yes, he had fame. Yes, people knew his name. But who really knew him? There was one topic that had always hovered just outside of the lens: his ethnicity. Interviews danced around it. Comments speculated about it. Dale had remained gracious but silent, until now. "I think people see me and try to define me," Dale said, looking directly into the camera of the podcast he had launched that year. "But you don't really understand someone's strength until you understand their roots." And just like that, the story began. Growing up between worlds. Born in Brandon, South Dakota, Dale was raised in a community where he often stood out, not just for his athleticism or charming smile, but because of his background. His mother, Dolores, was a fierce and graceful Black woman who carried her Guyanese heritage in everything she did, in the food she cooked, the prayers she whispered, and the strength she passed on to her son. His father, Dale Sr., was white, German and Norwegian descent, soft-spoken, reserved, and a pillar of quiet discipline. "I was raised in a biracial household, in a town where that wasn't common," Dale said in an interview with People. "I saw how people treated my mom. I saw how people looked at me. And I learned early on that identity wasn't something you were just born with. It was something you earned and embraced." The hidden layers of ethnicity. Dale's ethnic identity wasn't something he could sum up in a word or even a sentence. It was multidimensional, layered, a quilt of culture, sacrifice, and resilience. His mother's family was from Guyana, a small country nestled between Venezuela and Suriname, known for its tropical landscapes and African, Indian, and indigenous influences. Growing up, Dale would visit family reunions, where curry dishes sizzled next to peppercot stews, where steel drums were played while elders spoke in lilting Creole dialect. But South Dakota? That was something else entirely. "I had to balance my cultural pride with the pressure to blend in," he explained. "There were days when I was too black for some circles and not black enough for others. That confusion, it used to eat at me." The turning point. The death of his mother when he was just a teenager changed everything. "She was my compass," Dale said, voice cracking during an Instagram Live Q&A. "When I lost her, I lost the person who helped me stay connected to my Guyanese roots." In the years that followed, Dale focused on survival. He threw himself into sports, eventually playing wide receiver in the NFL. Football gave him structure. Success gave him a voice. But it wasn't until The Bachelorette that people really began asking, who is Dale Moss? And more importantly, what makes him proud? A Bachelor Nation awakening. After The Bachelorette, Dale began using his platform differently. While his breakup and reconciliation with Claire Crawley made tabloid waves, Dale's personal mission became more focused. He started partnering with organizations promoting mixed-race heritage awareness. He co-produced a documentary called Both Worlds, Stories of Mixed Identity, which premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival. "I want kids to know that being biracial isn't a weakness, it's a superpower," he said during the press tour. Through it all, Dale repeated one phrase often: "I'm proud of being Guyanese. I'm proud of being Black. I'm proud of being everything that makes me me." The trip that changed everything. In 2024, Dale finally made a journey he had dreamed of since childhood. He traveled to Guyana. The documentary team followed him as he walked through the villages where his grandfather once fished. He met cousins he had only seen in old photographs. He ate roti under mango trees and learned the history of the enslaved Africans and indigenous Indians who shaped Guyana's cultural soul. But what hit him hardest was the recognition. "Everywhere I went, people said, 'You're one of us.' And for the first time in a long time, I believed it." Conversations that matter. Back in the US, Dale launched a podcast titled Rooted, where he hosted conversations about racial identity, family heritage, and self-acceptance. Guests included other reality stars, athletes, and activists, all mixed race or navigating similar spaces. One episode that went viral was with The Bachelor's Matt James. The two discussed growing up Black in predominantly white areas and the emotional labor of code switching. "We're constantly having to explain who we are," Matt said. "Which is why we have to keep owning it, out loud," Dale replied. From roses to roots. Though his romantic journey on The Bachelorette was dramatic, Dale admitted later that he felt pressure to present a polished version of himself on the show, one that would be palatable. "I was scared that if I leaned too far into my culture, into my Blackness, I'd lose favor. That's on me and on the system." But he no longer hides. At a charity gala in LA, Dale wore a traditional Guyana-inspired waistcoat with vibrant emerald embroidery. On Juneteenth, he posted a tribute to his mother, sharing recipes she taught him and the stories behind them. His platform wasn't about promoting protein powder or sunglasses anymore. It was legacy. The love he deserved. In 2025, Dale soft-launched a new relationship, a photographer and social justice advocate named Amara, who was half Nigerian and half Colombian. "She got it from day one. She never asked me to explain my pride. She joined me in it," Dale wrote on Instagram. Together, they traveled to museums, cultural festivals, and even Guyana, again. Amara captured photos of Dale laughing with kids in the marketplace, dancing to soca music at Georgetown's carnival, and sitting in silence at a sugarcane plantation memorial. "She sees the whole me," Dale said, "and I think that's the kind of love I've always been looking for. The future looks like this." Dale Moss isn't just proud of his ethnicity, he's defined by how he honors it. From South Dakota fields to Guyana's roots, from Bachelorette heartthrob to identity advocate, Dale's journey proves that being mixed, being multicultural, being complicated, that's not something to overcome, that's something to celebrate. At a speaking event in New York City's Apollo Theater, Dale closed with a message that echoed far beyond the stage. Your identity isn't a checkbox, it's a story. Tell it boldly, tell it with pride, and never let anyone edit it for you. And the crowd stood, cheered, some cried, because finally, Dale Moss was not just seen, he was understood.